What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone, it's Tuesday night, but for some of y'all, you have made it through Hump Day, or not through Hump Day, to Hump Day. For some of y'all, it's Wednesday morning, and y'all know it's my favorite, well, my third favorite day of the week, but my favorite day to kick off the week because the countdown is about to begin. All right, that sounds confusing. Anyways, let me just kick off the show. I have a great show set up for you guys today. Behind the feed and off the record, Obama is going to jail and Diddy is going to jail again. You get the joke? He's already in jail. Anyways, it's a joke, people. In lead stories, Donald Trump talks giving out $2,000. Also, Donald Trump wants to give $10,000 to air traffic controllers. And Kamala Harris says Dems take black women for granted. In quick news, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams, Zendya, Sweeney, Kai AB, Vivica Fox, 50 Cent. We can all live till past 150 years old. Justin LaBoy, Coi Leray, MJ, Max B, Nicki Manji, Kim Kardashian, Ice Spice, and Donald Trump wants to give out 15-year car loans. Donald Trump is active today, y'all. As always, we're going to close out this show with comments of the day, question of the day, and social discussion of the day. Also, for those of you who are sick and tired of spam phone calls and text messages, we are going to tell you about a 14-day free trial with Aura. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Come on, we're almost at the middle of the week. Weekend's almost here, y'all. And I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first story on Behind the Feed and Off the Record, top prosecutors resign after being asked to work on a conspiracy case related to Barack Obama. All right, I'm sure a lot of you were stunned when you saw this headline. I'm going to break it down and I'm going to play a video for you. Things are getting real when it comes to Barack Obama and the Donald Trump administration. The U.S. Department of Justice Office of the United States Attorney for Southern District of Florida is reportedly preparing a broad investigation involving former intelligence officials. The investigation is described as looking into the alleged conspiracy from former administration officials that is being framed by some as targeting the Trump era or Trump opponents. Two assistant U.S. attorneys in the Southern District of Florida office reportedly resigned after being asked to join this grand jury investigation team. Some media reports say this investigation is part of Trump's push to prosecute his past enemies, including former intelligent figures from the Obama administration. The claim specifically is targeting Barack Obama. According to Bloomberg, the report says the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami structured its national security unit, moving it to report directly to the U.S. Attorney Executive Office and urging staff to join a new grand jury team. Two assistant U.S. attorneys resigned after a meeting in which they say they were asked to probe a team, and they reportedly refused. The resignations appeared tied to internal resistance and ethical concerns about joining a political charge in this investigation. The meeting was described as tense and the resignation abrupt. Now, that was the most important sentence that I've read to you here. It was intense and the resignation was abrupt. Now, I know what they heard. I have been instructed by my source and my legal department not to say what it is. Some things I don't mind playing around with. This I am not playing around. But it's the tense and then the abrupt. There was something that they found out, and these attorneys were like, I don't want to have any part of this, and resigned. If this investigation proceeds, it will mark a major shift in how federal prosecution resources are being deployed, focusing on former officials from prior administrations rather than traditional crime models. What remains uncertain? whether the probe will result in charges against former figures such as Barack Obama, or whether it will remain in the subpoena grand jury investigation. The exact legal basis for political charges, what statutes are being involved, and what facts support them. How the jurisdiction, Florida, is justified for investigating alleged acts that may have occurred elsewhere, like in Washington, D.C. Listen to this video.
We have breaking news right now. Mass chaos in a key Justice Department office in the Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida as two prosecutors have resigned, according to MSNBC, after being asked to work on a large conspiracy case against Trump political opponents to include former President Barack Obama, former CIA Director John Brennan, and others. According to MSNBC, they had a division-wide meeting held by the U.S. Attorney today because everyone is on pins and needles because prosecutors are feared of being asked by the U.S. Attorney to work on a case that Donald Trump has said should lead to the arrest of a large number of individuals, including former President Obama.
All right, Donald Trump and his administration didn't just stop there. Listen to what Donald Trump was doing this morning, targeting Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Take a listen.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump woke up this morning really upset and seemingly started promoting memes on Truth Social, claiming that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, the former president and first lady, were the reason behind the rise of racism in the United States of America and reviving the racist birther lie that he once coined several years ago.
Okay, those two videos were from Aaron Parnas, who is a lawyer in Washington and does a great job of doing on the ground, like what I like to do, behind the feed reporting, all right? When he says something, you can trust it. Now, I alluded earlier to knowing what this tense meeting was about and the subject, and what I will try to convey to you is that Donald Trump has some information that he has against Barack Obama. And a lot of people, especially these two attorneys, don't necessarily agree with what he has discovered. And there are more people. Just these two have resigned, but there's more people that are not happy with it. Now, I'll put a couple of things in your head. It could be the way how he got it. It could be the legiticism of what he has. And y'all know that Donald Trump will not hesitate to bring attention to people who he doesn't like. Letitia James, CI directors. And even if he doesn't necessarily feel like it is 100% factual, if he could do enough to discredit these people and or launch an investigation that could actually turn into something after and maybe actually have Barack Obama go on trial and potentially what he would like to be found guilty, these things could potentially happen based on the discovery that Donald Trump has found. Just going to leave it at that. There is an investigation. There is a grand jury forming. And if the grand jury agrees, it will start a trial and Barack Obama could face crimes and potentially go to jail. So just wanted to put that out here. Some people have decided not to talk about this. Like I said, we have created this segment to talk about these things that are in the gray zone. So let me know what you guys think about all of this and Trump going after Barack Obama. Let me know if you think about the comment section below. All right, y'all. In our second story behind the feed and off the record, okay, I think we made it, 48 hours without talking about Diddy? Yesterday, CBS released an intake photo of Diddy from Fort Dix prison. I am going to quickly just give you a rundown of the past 24 or 48 hours. I know some of you have some Diddy fatigue, but there is some developments that I think that you will want to know about, okay? Now, for me, I don't know why everyone's freaking about this picture. We showed you guys pictures, I think, last week of him in the yard. Like, Diddy still looks like Diddy. He has gray hair and a gray beard. Like, get over it. Like, it's not. We've been telling you that since every day when we were in the courtroom. Like, I don't understand what's the big deal. Anyways, here is some more things. We do know now that we talked about this, I think 2 days ago. They're just reiterating and confirming that alcohol story of Diddy drinking in jail was not true. We were the first ones to tell you before anybody that story was not true from TMZ. We also told you 2 or 3 days ago that Harvey basically admitted that it wasn't true. Okay, we showed you a clip from Two Angry Men. So that's one point. That is official now. It's done by the wayside. Second thing is, Diddy is presently in an RDAP DRUG program, and he is checked daily. He is tested daily. Now, in this DRUG program, if he were ever to be caught with any sort of substances, not only would his sentence would be extended, he would be kicked out of this program. And the reason why his legal team wanted him in this program or wanted him in this jail is because they have this program, and this program can help, if he does it properly, fast tracked. So this further cements the drinking allegations. Okay, he is in a program right now. Another thing is, there was a story a week ago. I didn't even report it because I knew it wasn't true, but people were saying that Diddy is working in the laundry room and he's washing people's drawers. It has now been confirmed that Diddy is working in the chapel in the library, which is one of the most coveted positions that you could find to work. He is working in the chapel in the library. Now, for those of you who don't know how jail works, you can get a job or you could choose not to get a job. Getting a job, again, shows good behavior, shows that you want to be rehabilitated. Diddy is doing every single thing he can to lessen his sentence. If you remember, it's May the 8th, 2028, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, we have the appeal that has been fast-tracked, that if everything stays on course, the appeal will start April 2026. There's, of course, the commutation and, of course, the pardon. But Diddy knows that all of those things may happen or may not happen. And while he is in there, he is doing every single thing he can to lessen his sentence, be on good behavior. Okay. Here we are going to talk about TMZ. Okay, there was some TMZ story from 2 weeks ago that they were saying about Diddy when he was talking about his pardon. If you guys remember, TMZ put out and said Diddy was in the yard telling everybody that Trump was going to give him a pardon in 2026. We told you that story wasn't true. It later came out that it wasn't true either. Again, this is just more confirmation that it is not true. Now, we have told you that Trump and Diddy's team, of course, are still in negotiations. That for sure has not gone by the wayside. Trump wants a commutation. Diddy's team wants a pardon. But the story of Diddy talking to people in the yard has been confirmed as false. Okay. He is also has been confirmed that Diddy is continuing his free game with Diddy. Remember, we told you guys about that during his sentencing, where Xavier Donaldson was talking about free game with Diddy. He was doing this at the Brooklyn Detention Center, where he was using his time to give back to his cellmates. And a lot of people have said that he was bringing people from different sides and people who would never get together. He was bringing them together. They were using that as sentencing to try to have him get out. And Xavier Donaldson said this is something that he wants to continue to do, even if he is sentenced or even if he's let out. This was what I think in September. It was October the 3rd. So it just goes to show another plus for Diddy that, yes, he's been sentenced and he doesn't necessarily like his sentence, but he is still showing to people, the judge and the people in the prison, that he is still committed to doing free game with Diddy and giving back and helping people. He's saying that he's going to do this as long as you keep him in jail. It doesn't matter. And after, he wants to help his fellow inmates. Now, let's move on to two other developing stories when it comes to Diddy. One pretty serious. Dawn Richard claims Diddy tampered with key witnesses in her case against him. Sean Diddy Combs may be behind bars, but Don Richard says the intimidation hasn't let up. In a recent court filing obtained by the Mirror USA, the Danity Kane songstress alleges that Diddy tried to interfere with her lawsuit from prison. According to the documents, the mogul allegedly tampered with a key witness last September in an effort to further intimidate Don. The filing read, indeed, in September 2024, while incarcerated, Combs tampered with a key witness in the plaintiff's case, validating plaintiff's ongoing fear of his continued efforts to intimidate her and to manipulate the narrative to discredit her claims. Her attorney also highlighted his alleged pattern of obstruction, stating prosecutors opposed bail, citing his pattern of witness tampering, obstruction, and regular use of violence, threats, and coercion. The court in turn denied bail 4 times, accepting the government's position that Combs posed a continued danger. As previously reported, Don accused Diddy of putting hands on her and emotional manipulation in her bombshell lawsuit, claims she reiterated during his high-profile trial. She testified that both she and former Dirty Money bandmate Kalina Harper had been threatened to remain silent about the alleged things that Cassie claimed about Diddy putting hands on her. More updates are expected as the case continues to develop. So, just always like to state the facts here that Diddy was found guilty of force, fraud, and coercion. Just want to put that out there. The judge wants to dismiss what the jury thinks because he used the force, fraud, and coercion in his sentencing. That's why Diddy was not let out, and that's why he has to spend 50 months in jail. And Don is trying to use that as well, too. Now, I was in the courtroom every day, as you guys are very well aware of, and from what I have seen and the evidence presented, I agree with the 12 jurors, the 12 jurors of Diddy's peers, men, women, tall, short, whatever, a huge mix of people. So, look, Dawn can say what she wants. She has her right. There is her civil case. I just feel it a little egregious, like the judge and like Dawn, that they're using evidence that a jury has already said that they do not believe and has found not guilty. Not advocating for Diddy at all. I think it's horrible what he did to Cassie. We've seen that videotape, but again, that is not what we are here to discuss. So let's go in the off the record part. There is a statute of limitation on these accusations, and there could be an investigation, and Dawn could be working with some people on a state level. And that's all I'm going to say for that. And there is one more thing in Diddy news. I told you all that there's a lot. But again, instead of talking about it every day, I'm just going to save them up and tell you guys in one shot. So this is the last thing. Diddy could lose phone access and commissary privileges for 90 days over alleged unnecessary 3-way prison call. Sean Diddy Combs hasn't been at Fort Dix for long, but he's already been accused of breaking the rules. As reported, after his sentencing, the music mogul was moved from Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center to Fort Dix. Since settling into the new facilities, Diddy has come under fire for allegedly taking part in a banded 3-way phone call. There's a joke in there, but I won't say anything. Per documents obtained by CBS News, the November 3rd call involving Diddy, an unnamed woman, and an unidentified man, a setup that violates rules prohibiting multiple participants on inmates' calls. During the call, Diddy spoke with an unnamed woman about getting in touch with a digital person about blogs, and then reportedly discussed arranging weekend visits with loved ones, suggesting they bring 200 singles. When the third party was added, prison officials flagged the call as a rule violation. In his explanation, Diddy said he was talking to his female lawyer, who added his PR guy to the call to draft a statement to the New York Times after he approved it. But he provided no reason why he would want to issue a statement to the New York Times. He also claimed he was he also claimed he wasn't aware of the third-party phone call regulations. Despite his explanations, officials still recommended that Diddy lose 90 days of phone access and 90 days of commissary privileges. It's unclear, however, what consequences he ultimately will receive. This news follows reports that Diddy had been caught with alcohol, an allegation his team has denied. All right, Diddy's been there, 2 weeks? And you've heard, he's in the yard telling people that Trump is pardoning him and he's going to help everybody when he gets out. Then you heard he's in the laundry room, in the laundry department, washing cellmates' jaws. Then you heard, Diddy's drinking Ciroc in jail. And now you heard, Diddy's on these phone calls asking for 200 singles and all of that stuff. Y'all don't need me to tell you what's going on in here, okay? People are working overtime. That's all I'm going to say, all right? We talked enough about Diddy. Y'all know what's going on. I don't got to tell you nothing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our first lead story, President Trump proposes $2,000 tariff dividend to Americans. The proposal would likely need approval from Congress. All right, we talked about this yesterday, but I needed to talk to you guys about this again, okay? Donald Trump wrote this on True Social. I'm recommending that Senate Republicans that the hundreds of billions of dollars currently being spent on monkey-sucking insurance companies in order to save the bad healthcare provided by Obamacare be sent directly to the people so they can purchase their own much better healthcare and have money left over. In other words, take from the big bad insurance companies, give it to the people, and terminate per dollar spent the worst healthcare anywhere in the world, Obamacare. Unrelated, we must still terminate the filibuster. Okay. Listen to this video, okay?
We're going to issue a dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We'll be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing. So we're doing a lot of good work. And the numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs.
Okay, I just want to stop it right there and read you this. For the full fiscal year 2025, ending September the 30th, 2025, the U.S. collected around $200 billion in custom duties, tariffs, according to the Committee for Responsible Federal Budgets. As of July 2025, the United States Department of Treasury stated that the U.S. had collected roughly $100 billion in tariff revenue so far for 2025 and projected to be $300 billion. No word of trillion there yet. A report indicates that in April 2025 alone, the U.S. collected $16 billion. Okay? I think I have made my point. Now, people, again, we talked about this yesterday. I just have to reiterate something. Donald Trump, this is through my Republicans out here, okay? I know we have followers on both sides. And for anybody who's new, I'm an independent. Republicans, MAGA people, please, if you trust me on one thing, trust me on this. You cannot let your leader lead you through Truth Social, a platform that he owns, that he has no regulation. You have to stop allowing him to write things on Truth Social and believe that it's law. Do you know what steps would have to go through for Donald Trump to send you $2,000? Do you actually think that Donald Trump really wants to send you $2,000? Do you think that's really in his soul? That's really what he wants to do? He says these things to get the media off of the topic of the government shutdown and the government fighting off SNAP benefits, the judges telling them to take reserves set aside for emergencies like this and pay SNAP benefits. He comes and says, I want to give $2,000 to the people. And then you guys are like, Yo, we love Trump. He wants to give us 2 G's. We're about to get this week. And again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't support whoever you want to support. You want to vote for Trump. You want to love Trump. Go ahead. But you must start holding him to the fire a lot closer. You have to stop doing this. It drives me nuts. What it would take for him to do this is nuts. And I have something in quick stories about him wanting, actually, no, it's coming up next story, about $10,000 that he wants to give air traffic controllers. And they ask him, where is this money going to come from? He's like, I don't know. You have to stop this. Just the one thing. Anyways, let's go to that next story right now. All right, in our second lead story, Trump offers $10,000 bonus to air traffic controllers who worked during the shutdown. Now, let me read to you this True Social post. It's longer than this, but I can only read you this part because it starts getting egregious at the end. All air traffic controllers must get back to work now. As if because he put that on True Social, that means it has to be done now. Anyone who doesn't will be subsequently docked. For those air traffic controllers who were great patriots and didn't take any time off from the Democratic shutdown host, I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. For those that did not, who did nothing but complain and took time off, even though everybody knew they would be paid in full shortly in the future, I am not happy with you. He acts like he's talking to his children. Like this is the president of the United States talking to his people. You didn't step up to help the U.S. against the fake Democratic attack that was only meant to hurt our country. You will have a negative mark, at least in my mind, against your record. Not at your official job, but you'll have a mark in his mind. Like you've disappointed your father. If you want to leave service in the near future, please do so without hesitation and no payment or severance of any kind. Okay, now, here is the most important part of this. This is how Donald Trump is going to pay you your 10 G's. Take a listen.
It is, say, the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace.
Now, look, on the True Social post, he said, I will be recommending, which at least is like, hey, I'm recommending. But now they're on Fox News. He's like, I'm sending them 10 G's. Yo, he's not sending you 10 G's. Well, let me clarify. It's not guaranteed that he's sending you 10 G's. Just because he says it doesn't mean it will happen. Congress controls the purse. Okay? So, again, no problem with Democrats, MAGA, whatever. Like, I'm all for it. I love democracy. I love the back and forth battle. I really, really do. Now, I hate the 40 days and the people suffering, and I prefer when they're just going back and forth and it's for the good. But hopefully, at the end of all this, it will be for the good of the people after the suffering. Hopefully. But today's 2 stories about Donald Trump is just a message to the people who love him. Please continue loving him. Please continue supporting him. You have that right as an American, but you need to hold him to a higher standard than his word that he just says on the news and what he says on Truth Social, because government doesn't work that way unless Donald Trump decides that he wants to pay you out of his pocket, which you know is not going to happen. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our third quick story, time to drag the Democrats. Kamala Harris calls out the Democratic Party for taking Black women for granted. All right, stick with me here and I'll tell you why this bothers me and why Kamala has been bothering me for the past month or so with this whole book tour. Kamala Harris is speaking out about the challenges Black women face in politics. During a recent appearance on Shore House and Friends, Harris discussed the tension many Black women experience while pursuing their goals in a system that doesn't always recognize their efforts. When asked if she ever faced that tension, Harris says, "I think the Democratic Party has taken Black women for granted." She highlighted that issues affecting Black women, like Black maternal mortality, should be top priorities. She added, and then you look at what's happening now with this guy in office, and they are cutting funding for scientific research if the word has woman or Black in it. So to your point, I am never going to shy away from who I am. I'm never going to feel burdened by that because of who I am in terms of my race and my gender that I should pretend not to be. Everything Kamala Harris said was beautiful. But like I have said, every time Kamala Harris says something that's beautiful on this tour, on her book tour, 107-day book tour, why didn't you say these beautiful things during your campaign? You've been dragging Joe Biden. You've been dragging the Democratic Party. You have been on record saying that you don't pretty much even like Joe Biden and you don't like what he did to you the night before your debate with Donald Trump. You pulled back the curtain and was like, yo, he called me and he said this. And I actually don't think he had my best. What did she say? I don't think he wanted the best for me that night, because why would he call me and say these things? Where was all of this truth and all of this energy during the campaign trail? Instead, when you're on The View and they ask, would you do anything different than Joe Biden? You said, no, not at all. Joe Biden is in perfect mind, body, and spirit, and he's excellent, and let's not do anything else. Let's just continue everything. And now you're dragging the man. And I say this. Is Kamala Harris ready to tell the truth when she is profiting off of her book, but then running for the people? She doesn't tell us the truth. I really want to know that, because that is what it appears to be. Why are we only getting these truths now? Why, when she's promoting the sale of her book, that she gets the profits for? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, in our first quick story, Wendy Williams does not have frontal temporal dementia. New tests clear her after 3 years under guardianship. Hold on a second. Let me just really... If you are new here, y'all know that we are huge Wendy Williams fans over here. We have told you everything and have been literally every single time there was any news about Wendy Williams, we reported it. And we had the back of Harvey, Charlemagne, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, Joe, her lawyer, advocating for this to finally for it to come. Wendy Williams is finally getting justice. According to TMZ, a top neurologist, confirmed Wendy does not have frontotemporal dementia, the condition that kept her under a strict guardianship for more than 3 years. Sources tell TMZ that Wendy recently took a series of neurological tests in New York City, and the results were clear. She does not have dementia. Her legal team got the results late last month and is now preparing to take action. The news goes against what her guardian once claimed when they said that she tested positive for the illness. Experts told TMZ that frontotemporal dementia never gets better, yet Wendy Williams has continued to improve, showing strength and recovery since getting sober 3 years ago. Shout out to Wendy for her sobriety. Her lawyers plan to file legal documents within the next 2 weeks, asking the court to end the guardianship. If the judge refuses, attorney Joe Tacopina is ready to demand a jury trial to free Wendy. Wendy. Yo, if Wendy, well, let's talk positive. When Wendy gets free, I'm going down to New York and we are covering that. Just like the Diddy trial. I'm telling you, man, this is so much BS. We did a deep dive one day on guardianships and why it's put in place, why the government has this, and how they have tricked Wendy and kept her in there or whatever. I don't remember what show it was, but literally it's like 45 minutes because I wanted to deep dive and find out about, if I'm not mistaken, her name is Sonia or Sonia. I can't remember. Anyways, I really don't like this lady. I don't like anything that's going on. And not only do I want Wendy out, but I want this woman put in jail. So very, very, very good news. We will stay very, very close to this story. And if there is a trial, which I hope there's not, because just with this information alone, she should automatically be set free. But if Joe has to take this to trial, you could bet my word that I will be in that courtroom every day covering it. And of course, advocating for Wendy Williams. Yo, put some free Wendy hashtags. That's another thing we used to do. It was literally like 2 or 3 weeks straight. We were like, free Wendy. Put some free Wendy hashtags in the comments below. Free Wendy. All right, in our second quick story, Zendaya reportedly refuses to do press with Sydney Sweeney ahead of Euphoria Season 3, alleged feud stems from political differences and controversial Jean ad. Y'all remember was American Eagle Jean ad? So that's what this is all about. According to an insider who spoke with the Daily Mail, Zendaya is refusing to do press with her Euphoria co-star for the upcoming 3rd season, with the feud seemingly stemming from politics. Sweeney, who is reportedly a registered Republican, called it surreal that Donald Trump shouted her out after starring in an American Eagle ad, with which some call racist. Meanwhile, Zendaya has been outspoken against Donald Trump. The insider says it's no wonder Zendaya, is refusing to do it. It's a difficult position for Zendaya to be in because if she stands next to Sydney on the red carpet, it can read as she is excusing Sydney's views on Donald Trump and her refusal to apologize for the racist ad. With the new season of Euphoria set to premiere in spring 2026, it will be interesting to see how the press tour plays out. All right, so y'all know me, and I am infatuated with like letting you guys know when things are like BS and when things are just a marketing ploy, which a lot of things are. I think I have a story coming up of a relationship that is complete BS. And a lot of the things you see out here are really to get us talking and get on social media. I looked into this and this is real. Like Zendaya and Sydney are really not getting together. Zendaya's father, who is black, does not play around. That is why Zendaya is so outspoken and she's like, yo, I want to have no part of this. Now, I want to make something clear. This is what my source said when I'm talking about this, to make this clear. Zendaya doesn't have a problem if you are MAGA or if you're a Republican. It's the fact that when Sydney was asked about this commercial and the implications of it maybe being racist and the implications of these things, she didn't shoot that part down and say, no, unequivocally, that's not what it's about, etc., etc., etc. She didn't shoot that down. She didn't say, hey, it's just a Jean ad and I unequivocally denounce any racism, etc., etc. I don't care what Trump says. I don't care what anybody else says. This was a Jean ad. She didn't do that. And that is the problem that Zendaya has. Zendaya has friends that are Republicans, friends that are Donald Trump supporters. It's not that. It's Sydney's negating to denounce racism. That's the problem. And it's about to turn up. Turn up. Zendaya is not backing down from what I hear. So I'll keep my ear to the street and let you guys know about this. Sidebar, I'm super excited for Euphoria. It's one of my favorite shows on TV. I'm a big Zendaya fan. And as you guys know, I'm a big streaming show fan. I don't even watch movies anymore. I need to see streaming services like streaming shows. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I have insomnia, so I watch at least 2 or 3 episodes of a show every day before I go to bed. I've watched everything. And Euphoria, to me, just storyline, just the visual alone, like how it's shot, like it's always dark and grimy, and just the acting. And like, if any of you have not seen it, trust me, watch it. Like, it's so good. There are some topics that are a little hard for some people, and I get that. And if you're one of those people, don't. But really good show. Shout out to Zendaya, and let me know if y'all are excited for season 3. Woo! Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our third quick story, mother of Kai Cenat's girlfriend, Gigi, says her daughter probably doesn't like her because they don't look alike. All right. Y'all know last week we spoke about Gigi's mom, Ashley Moore. We dug around, found her Instagram, and found out that she is an Instagram model. Let's just put her that way, more like an OF model. And she has been known to be with Lil Wayne, James Harden, et cetera, okay? At first, we didn't know anything about her, and we're like, why is she going online talking about Gigi? Like, Gigi was, or is 21 or 23 years old. If she's online talking about her mother as a parent, you shouldn't jump back online and be, even if you feel like you're defending yourself, you don't do that to your daughter. So everybody was in shock by that. Everybody dragged her. But then when we all found out her mother is an Instagram model, if you want to call it that, then we found out why. And it was her taking the opportunity to further her social media presence. And it looks like she's right back at it, which is disgraceful. Now I brought you guys all up to speed. As we previously reported, some shocking claims from Alicia Moore, who is the mother of Kai Cenat's girlfriend, Gigi. Last week, Alicia took issue with a clip of Gigi saying that she never felt love in her life. Ashley blamed Kai for coming in between them and alleged that Kai even told Gia to fall back from her mom or that her reputation would be ruined. Well, Ashley, Gigi's mom, hasn't stopped talking since. She's now saying that she believes her daughter doesn't like her because of how she looks. Well, she didn't explain her point clearly. She did say that growing up, Gigi wanted to go to Black schools and that Gigi loved herself, but probably doesn't love how her mom looks. Okay, I watched this video 3 times. I don't understand what she's trying to say either. It sounds like she is saying, like what we all think she's saying is that Gigi thinks she's jealous of her mom's looks. Take a listen.
I never said anybody wanted to look like me. I said they didn't like me because they didn't look like me. That does not mean that they want to look like me. No.
What? You'll rewind that 3 times. No matter how many times you listen to it, it won't make sense. Yo, Alicia, Ashley, whatever her name is, Gia's mom. Get offline. I know that's where you make your living and all, and you're trying to like big up your Instagram following and your profile out here. You are a mom, and this is disgraceful. I know you're close to 1 million followers, and that's probably what you're trying to hit, but you're a mother. Ugh. All right, in our 4th quick story, Antonio Brown pleads not guilty. Lawyer claims Brown acted in self-defense. He says the actions he was forced to take were solely in self-defense against the alleged victim's violent behavior. Brown was attacked that night and acted within his legal right to protect himself from an individual who had previously committed criminal acts against him. It's a privilege to represent him, and I am determined to ensure that justice is served. I'm telling you, I am literally going to rename this podcast They Going to Jail, because literally there's at least 5 or 6 stories every day with somebody in the news going to jail, trial, investigation. It's craziness. I'm going to post the video. I think we've already posted it. We'll post the video up of the incident. We can't put it up here. Again, every time I watch the video, it's not 100% clear, and it doesn't clear him in my eyes. It seems as if Antonio is going after him. That's not really self-defense. Self-defense is you're standing here, somebody is doing something to you, and you're defending yourself. And as a result, if something happens to you, that's one thing. But if you do something to me and you run away and I run after you and then do something to you, is that self-defense? And there's 100 people involved, right? But I mean, lawyers will lawyer, and there could be little, tricks and nuances they could bob and weave. And, I have seen cases where it's not clear self-defense, but you still get off if somebody is the aggressor. So we'll follow this closely and see. Maybe it's another trial. I'm going to have to hire a team with all the trials going on. Like, I can't be everywhere at the same time. It's just crazy, man. Let me know what you guys think about AB in the comment section below. All right, in our fifth quick story, Mr. President Trump again. President Trump says Marjorie Taylor Greene has lost her way. Things aren't getting any better between President Trump and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was once seen as one of the most loyal supporters, but now she's also become his loudest critic. When CNN, Caitlin Collins told Trump that Greene wanted him to focus on the cost of living here in the United States instead of him frequently talking with foreign leaders, Trump said she has lost her way. Okay. I thought I had a video for this, but no need. The reason why I wanted to put this in here is for the past couple of weeks, I have been highlighting the loss of support that Donald Trump has from especially white males in the content creation space, Aiden Ross, Joe Rogan, etc., etc. And I have said that I believe it was of my opinion that was one of the biggest demographics that helped him win the election. But I also said that it was a brilliant move because it's the future of the of the Republican Party. It's the future of MAGA, right? 21, 22, 23 to 30. Like, you get them now. That's why Charlie Kirk was so important, right? He was going to colleges. And I've been saying he's been losing a lot of people. I wanted to put this in here to show that not only is he losing those people, he is also losing his biggest advocate. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene, do you remember? I think it was a State of the Union or something where, oh my gosh, Marjorie looked like she was a cheerleader. She was wearing not just the MAGA hat, not just the Make America Great Again. You remember when he made the one that was Trump was right about everything? She did wardrobe changes. She had on a MAGA one. Trump was right about everything. Trump is this, Trump is that. Like, she literally, I think she actually brought out pom-poms. I swear. Like, it was crazy. I've seen her on The View. I have seen her do talks, and she is literally like against Trump, the boys club, all of this or whatever. It is a sight to see. The blue wave that happened in the elections 2 weeks ago or a week ago now, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the support that Donald Trump is losing. I don't know, man. But this is why you hear Donald Trump now talking on his Truth Social platform saying, I want to give y'all $2,000 cash. Yo, I want to give air traffic controllers $10,000. This is his way to get people back on his side. Because one of the things that he did in 2019 or 2020 was put his signature on those checks that went out to everybody. He stopped it for like 2 or 3 days so his signature could be on it. And he knows that really helped him get voted back in again. So this is what he is trying to do. That's what another reason why I want to put this story in here. Let me know what you think about MGT not supporting Donald Trump in the comment section below. All right, in our sixth quick story, Vivica Fox tells women not to date 50 Cent or any rappers, says it took years to be able to laugh about this situation. Vivica Fox held nothing back during her time at Ultimate Women's Expo this past weekend while doing a question and answer about what she'd tell her 17-year-old self. The iconic actress had the crowd weak as she warned ladies never to date rappers, especially her ex, 50 Cent. 50 Cent answered, and he put himself in like this Neo picture with the red or blue pill, and he said, either way, I'm gonna have that ASS in the Matrix. You know, I love me some you, girl, but damn, it's been 22 years, Vivica. So pretty good. Normally 50 would like troll somebody and like clap back, but he's like, yo, I love me some you. These two have gone back and forth for years. I don't know why Vivica keeps talking about him. This all started on the MTV Music Awards where I think it was 50 said that he wants to like see her out of her dress or something like that. Can't remember. And yes, they dated for a little while. And it's like, I don't know what 50 put on her, but she won't stop talking about him. I actually think them being together and married, like that would have been like a really good couple, kind of like a Will Smith and Jada, or a Beyonce and Jay. But I think 50 at that time was so big, and Vivica was kind of like more on her decline, and I don't think it was a right match for him. And I know some of you don't like that, but celebs really, it's not only about love, it's about their career, which I keep on telling you all about. But anyways, yeah, shout out to Vivica and 50. All right, in our seventh quick story, Chinese scientists are developing a pill that could extend human life to 150 years old. Okay, listen, I am so down with this. You have no idea. According to the New York Times, Chinese longevity startup Lovi bioscientists believe living to 150 is achievable. They say their anti-aging pill based on grapeseed compounds could make it a reality in a few years, though he doubts medicine can ever defeat the life expectancy and that we all must go at some point. This is a good thing. Y'all know I like to throw these things in here, whether it be AI or whatever. I love life, as y'all know. I have seen reports and heard from multiple doctors that the person has already been born that's going to live to 150 years old. With medication, eating better, this, whatever, technology and all of that stuff, they say the person that's going to live to 150 has already been born. So this pill, I don't know if it's to help the people who were, already in their 30s and 40s and 50s or whatever, but if you eat right, exercise, live right or whatever, it's possible to live to 150, and I love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our eighth quick story. All right, this is a story about Justin LaBoy and Coi Leray's relationship being fake, really just for the blogs. Tasha K says, I'm not trying to be funny, but word on the curb is Justin LaBoy is married, like married, wife, kids, and all that. They say homeboy is out here cosplaying for clout on the internet, and the wife is allegedly cool with it. Everything is alleged, even my name is allegedly. Okay, I've been telling you about Clay, Megan, and I'll play a little video here. I don't even want to hear the sound on this. Actually, let's play the sound so you can hear how egregious this is. Take a listen. This is Justin LaBoy and Coi Leray. Listen.
Yo, thank you to every nigga that ever fumbled you. Like God said, everybody gonna drop her for you. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to play that. Did you see that they didn't even kiss? People that are in love would be like, yo, thank the Lord for everybody that fumbles you. Oh, come here, baby. This is like a Drewski, Ruby Red, Clay, and Megan, where Clay's not even in the video. This happens so many more times than you guys have any idea. It's everybody loves love. Let's get this. Justin LaBoy, his podcast is out. Coi Leray hasn't had a hit in a while. And by the way, I love Coi Leray. By the way, I wanted her to stop doing this and just get back to doing their album. But listen, in this day and age, it gets you on the blogs, it gets you trending, gets you on podcasts, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But you guys got to make it a little bit more believable than this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, in our ninth quick story, Michael Jackson makes history as the first artist to score Hot 100 top 10 hit in 6 different decades as Thriller returns to the top 10 for the first time since 1984, reaching number 10 after originally peaking at number 4. Hey! Okay, we've been talking about Michael Jackson, almost every day since that trailer came out. I'm so excited. Love this for him. Y'all know I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Anybody that loves music as much as I do, especially an R&B head like yours truly, you're excited for this. Love the trailer. Love the excitement for it. Love that he's back in the top 10. Nobody even has this record. People are saying he's breaking records, and I guess that's what we wrote too, but this is a record that he just created. It wasn't even created before. Imagine you being in the top 10 over 6 decades, 60 years. Do you know how many artists, tens of thousands of artists, just dream to be in the 100? never mind a top 10, never mind over 6 decades. Like, I don't think you guys understand the feat that is, man. So anyway, shout out to Michael Jackson. Again, like I always say, there is building up a lot of hype over this movie. I know there's a whole generation of people that don't know about Michael Jackson, or a whole, forget about just generation, just some music, non-music people that don't know. I'm going to keep on saying this. Please, guys, give us something in the movie that we don't know yet. If you bring us to the theaters and it's just his story and it's whack, it's not deep diving, all of this energy and all of this momentum, you're going to have a big opening weekend, and then you're going to have the biggest crash of your life. It's literally going to go from 200,000, 250,000 for the weekend and then go down to nothing. You got to give us something that we don't already know, Jackson family. And if you haven't put it in there yet, go back and shoot some more scenes and put it in. All right. Thank me later. All right. In our 10th quick story, congratulations. Max B proposes to his girlfriend after being released from prison. Max B just proposed to his girlfriend after serving 17 years in prison. Shout out Max B. You know what I find really, really good about Blueface and Max B? Both of these two men have gotten out of jail, and the day they got out of jail, they're out here on the blogs making money. Blueface came out hot. He had cameras. He went out to the arcades. He had Krishan, Jaden, Hazel. He's been on the blogs. He put out music. He's out here making money. Max B got out. French Montana, boom, all over social media. He was at the Jets game. They're asking, yo, what are you dripped out in? Man, I'm dripped out in all Louis Vuitton. Like, I haven't seen a day that has passed yet that Max B is not on my timeline. So you have paid your time. You have paid your debts to society. You're not dragging your feet and doing whatever, and you're getting back to providing for the people who need you most. And this is what I love. And I love that Max B is proposing to his girlfriend. I don't know the whole history behind it, but from what I know of guys in jail, you come out and you marry the girl that was holding you down. Vybz Kartel came out. You hear how he treats Saddam this, Saddam that, whatever, blah, blah. Baby, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. Yo, for anybody that's been inside, you know you have a girl that holds you down, in and out. Yo, you come out, you marry that girl quick. So that tells me that this girl was down. 24 hours and you're marrying her. Salute to Max B. All right, in our 11th quick story, Nicki Minaj gives us an update on her next album. She says, this album, and then she wrote ADSBQ. She just wrote a bunch. She like went on her keyboard and was like, ah! I do that sometimes when you're just excited. She goes, oh my gosh, Barbs. No, you don't understand. Barbs. Just added two songs. We are at 16. Barbs. It's hit after hit. Wow. Barbs, you really don't understand. Now, the great thing about this is that Nicki has taken time away from dragging Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and anybody else who's standing in her way, Charlemagne, etc. And it seems as though she's getting back to the music. Now, the content creator in me that loves these stories kind of miss a little bit her dragging Jay and all of these people because it's great content. But ultimately, from somebody who is a mental health advocate, I like to see that it appears that she has, calmed down and she has gotten over whatever she needed to get over. And now she's focusing back on her music, her craft. And from what it seems like things are working out well. So shout out to Nicki. And everybody is very anxious for this. Was it March the 23rd, 2026? Something around there. Let me know if you guys are excited for Nicki's album in the comment section below. All right, in our 12th quick story, Kim Kardashian says 4 psychics told her she would pass the California bar exam. She says they're full of ish. Here is a video of Kim.
I'm just letting you guys know that all of the psychics that we have met with and that we're obsessed with are all full of shit. They all collectively, maybe 4 of them, have told me I was going to pass the bar. So they're all full pathological liars.
Yo, Kim, what psychic is going to tell you that you're going to pass the bar? They want to come back, bro. Like, come on now. You ain't going to the right psychics, clearly, or you're going to the ones that want your money. Our 13th quick story. Ice Spice says she's so happy that she's thick AF again in her latest post. All right, hold on. Let me go and get our write-up here. Hold on 1 second. It's a pretty... get this information. I'm not going to edit this. We're going to keep it raw. All right, here we go. Sorry, I didn't take this before. All right. Ice Spice took to her Instagram and she wrote, "So happy to be thick again." The post comes after months of speculation about her weight loss and body change. Previously, fans noticed that Ice Spice had lost noticeable weight, which led to rumors about her using the weight loss drug Ozempic. She responded by saying the change was due to her tour schedule, gym, diet, and not Ozempic. Now, y'all know I love Ice Spice. She might not be the most lyrical and have the most bars and crazy, but I do like her. I like her energy and I like her music. But Ice, come on. You telling me that was a result of your tour schedule? Stop it. Anyways, we're all happy that you're happy again. Whatever you are happy with, it's your body. Whatever stage you're happy with, we're happy. Some are a little happier than most that you're back looking like how you looked. I might be one of them. All right, in our 14th quick story, President Donald Trump's administration is reportedly working on a 15-year loan. Donald Trump also posted yesterday regarding allowing a 50-year mortgage. As he continues to work hard, this is from the White House, by the way, as he continues to work hard to make Americans' dream accessible to everyone, President Donald Trump today has asked the Department of Transportation and Commerce to make vehicle ownership for all a reality by introducing 15-year car loans. Secretary Duffy and others are already working on it, delivering for America. I dragged Donald Trump yesterday for this 50-year mortgage, and I'm going to drag him again today for this 15-year car loan. My beautiful people, and take it from me, somebody who understands finance very well. I have grown a business from the trunk of my car to a national brand. The point of owning a home is to what? Own it. And guess what? The point of getting a car is to own it. You don't want to take out a 50-year mortgage. You want to buy a house at, they're saying the average age now is 35 and 40 years old. You want to only own it in your 90s? You want to take out a car, buy a car at 30 years old and own it at 45? The interest on a $500,000 home over 50 years is $1 million, twice the amount of the home. So a house that would cost you $500,000 will end up costing you $1.5 million. Now do that same math with a car. It's ridiculous. I understand in some extreme circumstances, yes, it brings down the monthly payment, it stretches things out or whatever, but this should not be something that the White House is advertising. They're like, yo, we're coming to help you. Again, if you want to put it there as a, hey, a last resort, something, whatever, and even if you did, I don't think this is something that you should advertise. This is not what you want people to get excited about. This is not leadership, if you ask me. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You should want people, if you are really committed to the people, you should want people to own things, not to be indebted to who? The government for the rest of their lives. Unless you actually want your people to be indebted. Because when they're indebted, you can control them more. Food for thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all. This brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. Ooh, I held that one long, huh? All right, before we get to that, y'all know I have a very important question to ask you. Is your computer, laptop, and or cell phone vulnerable to spam, calls, text messages, and data breaches? Everybody should be saying yes. For those of you who have not said yes, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are. If you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, please go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trenoutloud to get your free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. Yes, when you go online and you fill your name, you create, even if it's Netflix or you're buying something on Amazon, your information is there. That information is legally sold to marketers to tell that says, hey, Trent likes this, Trent likes that. And it's supposed to be going into the hands of good people to use for marketing. It gets sometimes in the hands of these bad actors. That's why you get emails. That's why you get spam phone calls. Aura can get your information off of these sites and keep it off and keep you protected. Okay. That's what they mean by data brokers. Billions of dollars off of your name without your consent. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your credit card or banking information, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they also have US-based around-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything should happen or go wrong, Aura also offers a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. You are fully covered with Aura. Use the link below or QR code beside me to find any of your data that has been put out online without your knowledge for free today using this link and the QR code free. Okay. Now let's go over to comments of the day. We have one super thanks. Lucy Johnson gave us $10 and she says, thanks. Well, thank you very much, Lucy. Really appreciate that. And yes, we tell you guys about super chats or super thanks, which I will in a minute. But yes, you could change the comment or you could just say thanks and leave it how Lucy did. Lucy, thank you very much for supporting and giving back to the show. We really, really appreciate it. Okay. So that was our super thanks. But as promised, we are still always going to read one random one out to you guys. Okay, we're going to go newest, and we do it. I just see it here. I'm not going to take this, but Mars says, I can't believe that you randomly picked my comment. How awesome is that? And unfortunately, no, you're not the first one to call me Marzipan. I love that you'd be jealous to learn that, but now you can create a new Mars-esque nickname for me. And, and Mars bar is already taken by my mom. That was hilarious. Okay, we'll put that in there. Okay, that was just at the top here. For those of you who watched yesterday's episode, you know about that. Okay, here we go. Random. I'm going to keep going and stop right here. Okay. This one is from episode 605. Somebody says, keep an open mind. Maybe she was protecting him from himself since Big Sis wasn't there, you know? Keep the groupies away. Tamar is always extra. Oh, I was like, what is this about? This is my show 605 when Tamar dating Birdman. We heard allegedly off the record behind the feed that Tony, Tamar, Birdman are in a very unique relationship with each other. If you guys don't know, Tamar and Birdman used to date. Then Tony dated him. They got married. They were allegedly supposed to get divorced. She was asking for 160 mil. And now they have kind of amicably resolved their situation. And from what I've heard, maybe they have amicably resolved it with Tamar coming back in the mix and being, his road manager when Tony can't be there. So Loco Cali Garden is saying, keep an open mind. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Keep an open mind. All right, so that is comments of the day. For those of you who are interested in sponsoring, giving back to the show, at the bottom of every video that we post, you will see a button. It's beside the save. You'll see the save, like, remix. If you're on your phone, you might have to slide across. Just look for that thanks button. You click it right there. You'll be able to scroll the dial and decide how much you would like to give back to the show. You can either leave it as a thanks, or you can replace the comment with something and we will read back that comment. What I love about it is that it gives me a notification. So it's almost like sending me a text message. So I really like that. We'll reply back to you and read it out the next day. Again, if you don't want to say anything, thanks is enough. We just appreciate the support. Here is YouTube explaining it better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. This one is a very interesting one and triggering for some people. Olympics set to ban all transgender athletes from events. Now, this was a tweet, and Elon Musk replied back to it, which was super annoying, but Daily Mail tweeted and said, Olympics set to ban all transgender athletes from female events after finding significant evidence of advantage to being born male. And Elon Musk replied and said, mind-blowing discovery. Obviously, he's just joking around. The article reads, a blanket ban on transgender women athletes is widely expected to be implemented at the 2028 Olympics, though uncertainty remains on whether competitors with DSD will also face restriction following the boxing controversy at Paris 2024. Under certain guidelines, individual sport federations determine eligibility for transgender women based on designated testosterone thresholds. However, the International Olympic Committee, now led by President Christy Conventeri, is reportedly considering a sweeping policy change that would prohibit transgender women from competing across all sports at the Los Angeles Games. So, weigh in, just to explain the testosterone level. This was in Paris, and the woman was a born woman, but her testosterone levels were higher than what was allowed. So people were like, hey, why is she able to box if she's over it? But then it was like, okay, her testosterone levels are higher, but she's still a woman, right? She has all functionalities of being a woman. So because of that, they're looking to negate this testosterone thing and just say trans women. So just want to explain, this wouldn't help the boxing issue because this woman was not a trans woman. Just want to make that clear. Now, the element about banning trans women, what I think should be done is I think that not one person should have the say. I think it should be voted on from the athletes. That's how I think it would be fair. Instead of this, I'm going to use a word a little loosely here, but instead of this authoritative, one person is going to blanket, have the athletes decide. Have the women athletes who are the ones competing say, we want to collectively vote on this. We, the women here, do not want transgender, or we do. Bring it to a vote. That's a democracy. That's just my opinion. The whole transgender conversation, for some reason, I don't know why, is starting to kind of like come up again. Remember 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago in Gold's Gym, where there was a transgender, a trans woman in the locker room, in the women's locker room, and it set off this big, huge argument. TMZ was interviewing both of them, and some women were saying, hey, she's pre-op, but she still identifies, meaning that she still has her man parts. So because she identifies, it's okay that she's in the locker room. But then some women are saying, we don't care. She still has man parts. Then you're opening up the door for somebody who just identifies as whatever to be in here. I put it in question of the day, and I said, women, because I think somebody in the comment section, I think it was Gia, saying that she doesn't like that. She doesn't feel comfortable and she will never go to Gold's Gym as a result. I asked women in my comment section, does it matter if a trans woman is pre or post-op? Meaning, if a man has done all these surgeries needed and there's no man parts, taken these medications to lower testosterone, and yes, was born, but doesn't have any of these things and gone through all the surgery, is that okay? Which locker room should they go in at that point? Should they be in the women's one or in the male's one? A couple of you guys sounded off. I, again, think that it should be voted on by the people. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, hold on. I was about to end off, but I forgot to tell you about memberships. All right. For those of you who are interested in asking about the Out Loud memberships, you can sign up today. It's the first link below. You get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live streams, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shoutouts. And you also get access to my famous vlogs, which are so amazing. I keep on telling you guys about this vlog that somebody sent me that she's asking me advice about her son. I'm just so busy. I'm going to get to it. I promise. I'm actually recording something tomorrow, which I'll tell you guys about tomorrow. I just want to make sure it goes off well. But I'm going to get to it. I know I owe you guys a vlog. But for those of you who are not signed up, trust me, sign up. The vlogs and everything else is really fun. Make sure you become an Out Louder today. Also, when you get to the membership screen, you'll see 5 different Out Loud categories. You have Out Loud Family, Proud, MVP. That's just like a tip menu. They all give you the same access. You get access to all the live streams, vlogs, and everything. It's just a menu deciding on, it's just a menu that allows you to decide how much monthly you would like to give to the show. Everybody always asked for options because they didn't want just one. That's why there's options there. Feel free to sign up to any one that you feel comfortable with. We just appreciate the support. Okay. That's it. Let me know what you guys think about social discussion in the comment section below. All right. This brings us to question of the day. What's your biggest purchase that you actually don't regret? Okay. The first person said, my house, bought it during the right time, 2.5% interest. And I bought it at 230 and now it's worth 400. Hey, shout out to you. Somebody said my condo and fully gutted renovations that came with it. It's my oasis. I own it and I'm at peace in my home. It took me 10 years to get here. I live in Southern California. Blessings to all. See what I'm talking about ownership? You don't want to wait 50 years, okay? Somebody says IVF for both my miracle babies. Oh, that's sweet. Putting mine into writing my book. Go get that pre-order, y'all. I know that feeling. I wrote 2 books. I know how that feels. Another person said my house. Another person said my education, tech degree, and Range Rover. Preparing to buy my house, my kids, my peace. Whew, I like that one. My peace. Whew. My apartment, my home, my apartment, my daughter, my house, my $2,500 couch, my divorce. Ooh, I like that one. My degree, my house, flights, fighting all Dems, my degree, both my homes. Somebody says, loving these comments. Another person said, my house. Love that. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have an answer because let me just see. I also got to remember what the question was. What is your biggest purchase that you don't really regret? The reason why it's hard for me is because I don't regret anything. Because I'm not like a person that goes and buys things impulsively. I'm an investor. Like I buy something that I know will give me a return. You know what I mean? That's why I don't spend a lot of money like on clothes and all of that stuff. So something that I don't regret. I don't regret anything. I don't know. I know it seems boring, but I don't regret anything because I'm very thoughtful of how I spend my money and what I spend it on. I guess I don't regret vacations because it gives a lot of things back to you. So how about that? I'll spend money on vacations. I'll still be very smart with it, because I don't like to spend money stupidly. Like I said, I'm an investor. I know I have my money work for me. So I always make sure that wherever I spend it, if I'm spending it, I'm either getting a financial return or like some of these people said, I'm getting a return that is worth more than money, right? A return that is fulfilling me and indirectly filling me up to work, to live, to wake up or whatever. And I think that's really important. So that is my answer. Let me know yours in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is a wrap on today's show. Yo, I thought we had a good show today. I mean, I think all my shows are good. I'm just saying. All right. I'm going to tell you 3 things before I let you go. Please use that thanks button below if you want to support, give back to the show. Everyone has always asked, you have PayPal, Cash App, Boom. Thanks. Support and give back to the show. We are working hard for you. Okay. We're working hard for those thanks. So we really appreciate all of them. Second of all, sign up to the Out Loud membership. It's the first link below, or you'll see a join button. That's also supporting the show. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Third is the second link below, or the QR code beside me. Sign up for Aura today. It's absolutely free. If you're online, which you're online now watching me, so you are at risk, sign up for Aura to get the ultimate protection. It's it is free for the next 14 days. Sign up today. Okay, before I let you go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you that like to listen to your shows on podcasts, we are available on all podcast platforms. Just go to any pod site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload 7 days a week. That's why we keep on asking for you all to give back, because we are working hard for you, okay? Now, if you're like me and you like to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. I'm going to need you to do 6 things. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. 3, please try to comment below. You guys are my co-hosts. I do the show with you. We bring a lot of subjects. I give you guys my take, my opinion. Then we hand it off to you to comment below. If you guys don't comment, the show is pointless, all right? So help me out here. For those of you who do not want to join in on the conversation, please do not feel pressured. But what you can do is write the country and or city that you're watching from. I look at all the comments every night before I go to bed. That's what helps me go to sleep. And I love to see where you are watching from. It just gives me joy, okay? The 4th thing is, if you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones, because it helps them growing the channel, and we are here to grow this channel. 5th, sign up for that Out Loud membership. And 6, use that thanks button. Give back to the show that gives you so much. For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please try to follow us on our show page, The Trend Out Loud Show on IG. We put all the videos that we can't play here in its entirety for copyright reasons or swearing or whatever. YouTube has a lot of rules. We put all the videos out there. It's a great way to stay up to date with the show throughout the day. And when we post the show, you're almost a little bit caught up. You have all the information, and the show is that much easier and better and dynamic to digest. All right? Make sure you follow us. That is it for today. I hope you have a great night, or if you're watching this in the morning, have a great morning, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace! I don't know why I'm exaggerating everything today. Comments! Peace! I get it from Oprah. All right, I'm done. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace!